Flex, alive is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little.
Guys, always I say this, you share that video and put whatever you want. When I say I don't want to fight Mexican, it's because I represent Mexico. And that's why. But I don't care. I fight anybody. And I fight all my entire life, anybody. What do you think? I don't want to fight with Juan Mexico or Benavidez. But look, I hear his dad talking a lot of shit. But look, he's accomplished nothing. One single champion, Anthony Dirrell. Please, don't disrespect myself. Please, guys.
Let's get down to it, man. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. I see the chat, man. Smash the like button. Salute. I'm gonna skip the roll call. Stormy, how are you, good sir?
Double salute. What's going on, man? We out here. We're going to talk about this a little bit.
Yeah.
This guy, speaking of double, he's doubling down on he don't want no Benavidez, bro. He don't want it. He don't want it. He don't want it. He don't want it. I can say it 300 more times. He don't want it. Wow. At this stage, let me just say it like this, real simple and plain. This nigga scared.
Listen, y'all don't like it? Prove us wrong. Prove us wrong. Listen, man. At this point, let me address the race baiters for a second. Latin won last night. Now what? Now what? When are y'all ready to get the boxing? When are y'all ready to get the boxing? I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering. Andre got stopped last night. Bottom line, no excuses. I don't care what he said. I saw the brother Blue Blood's video. He said, Andre said he wasn't just better, he was just bigger and, you know, ring rust and being out the ring. Bro, I'm not hearing that.
Mind you, that's coming from a dude that just had somebody go upside his head a few times, so he might not have been in his right frame of mind.
No. And Stormy, you and I both know when a guy looks like how he looked, didn't he look like he was asleep? He looked like he was ready for a nap or just woke up from one. Listen, when you get beaten in the head like that, that was dangerous. And you know what? They did right by stopping that fight.
Did you hear me talking about that this morning?
Yes.
When I said when he was over there in the corner and his arms was on the ropes like this, and they was all talking to him, and they was like, hey, Demetrius, we think we're going to stop the fight or whatever. He was like, yeah, I think that's best.
Yeah.
He about to kill me.
Bro, he was done. He was done. He ain't never had his ass whooped like that. And listen, we're not clowning. It's what happened. It's what happened. He looked good for the first 2 rounds I gave to him. And I said, well, shit, if he could do this all night, he could win. But Benavidez is Benavidez. He closed the distance, and Benavidez knows what he can and cannot do. He knows he's not a superior boxer, but he knows what he has to do against guys that do that. Now, we've seen him do that to two guys that got great footwork. Guys with great footwork, Canelo has problems with.
Look here, man. You could be Michael Jackson and he'll track your ass down. You understand?
That guy's a killer. I can say it now. He's a killer.
When Mike Tyson gave him that nickname, he was on. Mike might have been sober when he gave him that name, but I'm gonna tell you something. It fits, bro. You know, you ever watch them damn horror movies when Michael Myers be chasing the people down and they be running and they'll cut across the field, they go around the corner, they go down some stairs or whatever, and they turn and look back. That motherfucker right there.
Right there. Yo, 20 minutes, hopping fences, climbing up walls, buying airline tickets, flying to other countries. They get off the plane, look back, he's still there. I'm like, does this nigga teleport? With my Dragon Ball Z fans, Jason Voorhees, they got instant transmission. They're there. No matter where you go, they're there. Come on, man. That's Benavidez. We could listen. This was the problem. This was the problem. I was like, you know what? If Boo Boo could do this for 12 rounds, easy night. The problem is if he gets caught. And he had never been hit like that. He had never been hit like that. Once he dropped him and he got up off the ground, he never got it back together. And I said, yo, this kid David, he's the problem. And now you guys are seeing why Canelo don't even want to say his name. He could talk about, listen. Canelo man fans, listen. Because you can throw race out the window now because there's not a black man in the way. Throw it out the window. Throw it out. It's y'all now. So now I'm just going to ask you, what do you want? You love Canelo that much and you don't want to see him prove himself? Canelo should be the only guy, skill set wise, that can stop this kid. And I'm going to tell you something. This kid's shown that he's way more relentless than Bivol. Way more relentless. The ass whooping that he gave him, the only person, now watch this. This is the type of ass whooping that Benavidez would have given Canelo at 175, which is why he fought Bivol. So now, he's not touching 175 because Benavidez is there. Benavidez is the closest thing to that ass whooping. He's going to stalk that man, and he's a lot younger, by the way. He's going to stalk that man and beat the shit out of him. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Let's not act like Canelo can't get touched. Let's not act like he has footwork to at least stay out. He's a plotter. And if he's going to stand in the pocket and do all of this, Benavidez will find a way and swing for the fences until he cracked that code. And I know Canelo has great head movement and he counters and everything, but I think Benavidez has him well scouted. Why do I believe this? Because if he was a mark, Canelo would have took that win from him already. He'd have gave him his L already. He'd have did it 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Canelo went for the belt as soon as the guy was stripped. He had no eyes on the man while the man had that belt.
That's right.
No eyes on him. And another thing about the Bivol fight with Canelo, a cherry horribly wrong for Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever happened to the Bivol rematch?
Huh.
Whatever happened to that? See, that lets you know he ain't for taking an ass whooping, Canelo. He
Right.
ain't for that.
Nope.
It goes against the image that he once portrayed of himself.
That's right.
And you made mention of something earlier about the way Bivol handled business against Canelo. Now you put Mr. Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, whatever you want to call him, in front of Canelo. There's no escape. And this is somebody who wants to beat you down. You know what I like in Benavidez's progression as a professional fighter to? I liken it to Michael Jordan's progression in his career. Jordan started out, he didn't even make his varsity team in high school.
Right.
And people talked about him. People called him names and stuff because Michael was a skinny little dark-skinned dude with big ears. And he had an older brother that was really good,
Right.
much better than he was, and would beat him all the time.
Right.
And that's where that competitive edge came from. Because, you know, when your brother is kicking your butt and stuff, one day you just want to be able to get the ups on him, right?
Yep.
And once you get the ups on your brother, you start looking for other dragons to slay. Well, Benavidez, when he was a little boy, he was a little chunky fat boy. And people teased him and stuff like that. But he get in there and he try to spar and stuff, and people was beating up on him.
Yep.
But he had something inside of him that was competitive, that even though you knock him down, bust his lip, black his eye, he gonna come back tomorrow. And guess what? When he started to get good, he got better than his brother. And he continued. They started putting him in with professional fighters, sparring with the Triple G's and different guys when he was a teenager.
Yep.
Now, I said this before. Boxing is a fraternity. News travels fast on who to keep an eye out for. Canelo got wind of him before he became a world champion.
That's right.
And Canelo made it up in his mind because he's intelligent. Not because he's stupid or he's egotistical. He made it up in his mind. I don't want to fight that kid. He's like, if he's this good now, by the time he make it to the level where we'll have to fight, he will have progressed and gotten much better.
Yep.
And guess what has happened? He's gotten much better. Remember how when Devin wanted Loma 3-4 years ago?
Yep.
Even though he was really young? Loma should have took that 3-4 years ago. Because that was the time to catch him when he was still a lot greener, right?
Yeah.
Same with Canelo. But see, Canelo has bought into receiving the spoils of success.
Right.
All this gimme money and not having to work for it and stuff like that. Do you know what kind of work he would have to put in the gym just to be competitive with David Benavidez? He's beyond those years now.
Yeah.
That's why he took a fight against Jamel Charlo, who was a smaller guy, no threat really, and things of that nature. Starstruck, all of that. David Benavidez is not starstruck. He wants to make his name in the sport, just like Devin Haney wants to. See, there's a channeling of consistency against the participants in this sport who want and mean to do well, you know, and there's not a lot of that. Some guys are content with just getting a bag.
Right. Big baby.
These guys are content with making their mark.
That's right.
And you can't coach that. It has to be in them. If you guys had a chance to catch the face-off between Haney and Prograis earlier,
yep,
the whole point of those two talking against each other, man, Regis seemed to shrink in the chair, getting smaller and smaller, because everything he thought he might be able to throw at Devin
wasn't working.
Devin manned up and came right back at him. And what was really amazing was when he said, I could have fought my mandatory. You know, don't you have mandatories? And Devin said, I am your mandatory.
Uh-oh.
And Regis was like, you ain't my mandatory. Regis was like, I am your mandatory. And see, Regis, who don't know the sport, don't realize that man came up as undisputed. He immediately gets a shot at the champ.
That's right.
if Regis was well read instead of listening to that fitness coach he got that talks all the smut from the gutter and everything, he would have known that. And he probably went back after the taping of the show and said, hey, man, is that true? Was he really my man? Yeah, we checked it out, man. Yeah, he's really. See, Regis, them little T-Rex arms of his, he can't even cover his mouth up. Say, damn, I messed up. You understand? So when these men are out here doing what they're doing, they are making their way, and it's respected by us because we know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Canelo, your ship has sailed, brother. It's over. You can continue to duck this man or whatever, but you will never garner the respect of the former legends of the sport, nor the realizing people who continue to support the sport today that could be for you. But when they realize you don't want to fight the real best, and we have to say it, Benavidez is the best. He's the uncrowned champion. That he never lost that title in the ring. And Canelo has been holding that belt for over a couple of years now and haven't looked at him as a mandatory yet. And that's exactly what he is. And Suleiman should be shot in his fat behind with a load of PEDs that he let these other fighters get away with, because he'd been making an escape route for Canelo through this entire process. And shame on Al Heyman and Ed Hearn and anyone else out there that has paid this man buku millions, when all he's done is boo-boo on the people and the sport of boxing.
Let me show you something. And that's well said. Here's what's real, y'all. Canelo's not afraid of Benavidez, and why would he be afraid of Benavidez? And I think he'll fight him and make a miss in the pocket. You sure? I need you to look at that. I need you to look at that. And I'm going to ask you, are you sure? Does David not show an IQ? I don't see wild punches. That was a calculated execution last night. He got through those first 2 rounds, clearly Android rounds, clearly. And I said, man, 12 rounds of this, he's losing. But he understood what was being done. So he says, you know what? Stormy.
Yeah.
He understood the assignment. I can't outbox this guy. I got to go get him. Didn't you say that's what Joe Joyce needed to do to Zhang? I can't outbox this guy. I got to get him.
Yeah.
I got to see how tough he is. He can outbox me, but can he fight? I'm big. I'm strong. I'm the juggernaut. I got to go in there and just lean on him and wrestle him and try. If he's stronger than me or as strong as me, he's going to have to show me, because I'm not outboxing this guy. I got to go get him. And what we saw was not wild leading with the head or whatever. Benavidez close a distance. He used his size. There were parts in the first 2 rounds where Boo Boo was smothering David's work. And I said, if he could be successful like this for 12 rounds, he could win it. But David showed an exceptional IQ last night. And there's another thing that I noticed with him. It's the same thing that I noticed in Felix Trinidad. I'm not talking about the loaded gloves or cheating shit. What I'm talking about is, if you remember watching Felix Trinidad, didn't it look like he always got stronger as the fight went on?
Mm-hmm.
He was always raising the bar, and eventually he got your ass in trouble. I'm not talking about the cheating stuff. I'm just talking about what we saw before we alleged all of that, because he's never been caught.
Yeah, because when fighters do that, they've been well schooled on how to what happens early. It's not how you start, but how you finish.
Right.
And it's not a race. It's not a race. It's not a foot race. It's a marathon.
Right.
You saw that with Matias last night against Ergashev.
Yeah.
Ergashev came out blazing And as I stated in my post-fight show, he emptied his cartridges. And Sabril was like, oh, you're all mine now. Because the guy ain't used to going rounds. He ain't used to somebody hitting him back. He ain't used to somebody staying in his face. And he had no answers. All he did after that was call Dimitri Salita over to the corner. Hey, and I talked about this on the show this morning too, calling him. He ain't talked to his corner man. He was like, get Salita over here. Salita comes over there to the side of the ring apron. He's like, what's going on? What's going on? He's looking down at his leg and everything. And I think I heard him say, I lost my balls. Huh? And the fight was over at that point. And that's what it was. Because it was a gut check. And he opened his trunks and he said, oh, there ain't nothing down there. And the fight was over. Just like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, I make humorous, remarks about this, but it summarizes exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Holmes used to say, take them out to sea and drown them.
That's right.
That means you take them past the comfort zone. We got 12, 15 rounds to work with. Most of them is thinking about getting out of there. Remember, fighters who like to try to copy Mayweather say, well, all I got to do is win 7 rounds and I got a victory. Because sometimes a round that you think you won, the other guy may have gone to the other guy. You never know who's judging the fights. So you got to put them in the bank. You can't be out there coasting and stuff like that, because out there in the center of the ocean, there's no Coast Guard.
Nope.
Just sharks swimming around, waiting for you to fall overboard. Yep.
Let me address what what's our good brother Jannard Hill, because he commented in the comment section. If you're here in the chat, brother, salute to you. He made some statements that I wanted to address because they're all fair. They're all fair points, and this is basically what the discussion's about. The first thing the brother said was, he said, I think Canelo will fight Munguia or Charlo next, based off the rumors of Charlo almost coming to an agreement with Munguia a year ago, and now rumors going around about Canelo possibly fighting Munguia. That's the first thing the brother said. So let's address that really quick. Unfortunately, that's what we heard. I have no proof of that. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat would know better than me. But let's analyze this. Munguia has been looking for that blockbuster opponent for a long time. And in my opinion, he had it about a fight ago, and he almost messed around and lost. He almost messed around and lost. Let's be honest. Nobody wants that fight. Nobody wants that fight. And this is no disrespect to Munguia. Munguia wanted Golovkin. He didn't get it. Man, go fight Golovkin on the co-main. Do that. But then Golovkin will be like, I want Canelo for the 500th time if I win. So nobody wants that. Munguia is just, look, Benavidez has stolen the show. That's it. He's stolen the show. They hope that little cocaine situation would make him go away, but it hasn't. He hasn't showed up out of shape. He showed up all business, and he's performed. You cannot take that away from David Benavidez. I don't want to hear it. That man performed last night. Let me tell you how I know he was in shape.
You remember I was on the phone with you when he arrived to the arena.
Yes.
And I had spoke about his attire, how he was dressed. Now, I know you had a chance to go back and watch the fight, but did you watch his arrival to the arena to see what I had said about him? How he came in dressed and everything?
Yeah, he was looking crispy. Yeah.
Dude, he was in tailored outfit. You can't wear tailored outfits when you're out of shape.
Uh-huh.
You can't wear tailored outfits when you're out of shape.
Right.
All fight week, with lead press conferences and stuff, he showed up. he was in that red ensemble earlier
Mhm.
in the week and everything. But that what he wore to the arena on fight night, tailored jacket, nice
Mhm.
cream shirt under there and everything.
Mhm.
And when he was sitting on the dais at the press conference, I was looking at his arm. He was sitting there, he had his arm up, and you could see the tailored fit on it, and his arm looked small in the suit. So this is a man who has suddenly taken his craft seriously.
Seriously.
And
He's on a mission.
dangerous because he's taken his craft serious and he's good too. That's a hell of a combination for anyone out there to have to face when a guy is good, motivated, and he's that maturation is happening as we're living in the moment. It's happening. He's
Stormy.
growing up.
He's 26 years old and he's ped free doing this. He's ped free doing this. Okay?
He could end up being one of the greatest Mexican fighters of all time if he stays on this trajectory of where we see him now. And it's no hype because people have been trying to keep this guy at the door.
That's right.
And he keeps finding creases and splits in the wood and he's still coming.
And
They
here we
can
are.
hold him back for only so long. And all of a sudden, the day is going to come and these people are going to look up and say, well, they're going to throw this stuff up in the air and be like, well, shit, he's here. You understand?
And here we are talking him up. Go figure.
Absolutely. Because
Go
he's
figure.
earned it.
He's earned
It's
it.
different from just trying to talk up somebody that you like. Huh? How many times you heard me talk about David Benavidez? Not a lot. However, I got to speak the facts about the man. And that's what I do. Once again, remaining consistent. He has earned his position.
Yes.
And they're still trying to deny the guy.
It's not
It's
right,
time
man.
for the people to get behind him and say, damn it, sanctioning bodies, what the hell are you guys doing? We need you all to stop the foolishness. Jaime Munguia my ass.
Stop it.
This guy has turned down more title fights and opportunities against quality opposition than anybody I can remember, including Ryan Garcia. He has turned down fight after opportunity after fight after opportunity. And there's something really fishy about that. Exceptionally fishy. Because it's like they're holding him like a chess piece or something to the side, just like they're holding Maul Charlo to the side, because these are options for Canelo going forward as roadblocks in front of guys like David Benavidez.
He's legacy padding. That's what Canelo's doing. And I never respected it. Let me read the super chat real quick. My brother Jimmy Bernard in the super chat, he says, salute Drew and the Sensei. Great content as always, man. Salute to you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Gristle, I'm gonna get to your comment in a second because I want to address that. Duan Menzies, he said Jaime Munguia versus Jamal he's typing fast. Jamal Charlo on a co-main event and Canelo and Benavidez. Yeah, I could deal with that.
Munguia won't take that fight though.
I agree. I don't want to see Canelo fight a circus exhibition no more. True story. Our brother Gristle Hardaway, he says, salute Titan, New York stand up from Texas, Ken folks. Salute to you, good brother. He said they're working on a deal for September of 2024 as a part of a 3-fight deal to fight Benavidez. So he'll fight him and hush the haters once and for all.
Let me just say something about that particular comment out there. And Gristle Hardaway, that's all fine and dandy. But isn't September of 2024 almost a year away from now?
It's kind of far, bro. Yeah.
So what is supposed to happen in the interim? What's supposed to happen in the interim? The things that Drew and I are talking about.
So is he talking about, okay, a 3-fight deal with Benavidez and Canelo? 3-fight deal? Am I misreading that? 3-fight deal to fight Benavidez.
Canelo has a 3-fight deal with PBC, and one fight is taking place already, and that was Mel Charlo. He still has 2 fights left. Regardless if PBC going to be on Amazon or wherever they're going to go, they still will have 2 more fights for him. And Canelo has a propensity to fight twice a year, minimum. So there's got to be an early fight date for him in 2024, as well as the later 2024 date.
True
I
story.
can guarantee you Benavidez is not a part of that.
Let me read this because this is true. This is true. This is true. But you know what we're saying. Lucas says, how's David Benavidez going to be one of the greatest Mexican boxers of all time? He's not Mexican. He's not. He's American. And he's from Phoenix, Arizona. And he fights boxers all around the world, just not Mexico. Lucas, 100% correct. Wait, hold on. I got to give you Uncle Pecos. Oh, man.
Take that.
True. And what's crazy is those baiters won't accept him until he cleans all the shit up. Then they'll accept him, and what they'll do is what they always do. They'll try and hijack him. All of a sudden, he's Mexican, but he's born up the street. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. But you know, and he ain't his mom Ecuadorian or something? So he's mixed, but he's born here. He don't need a green card to be here. But if he starts kicking
Canelo's got mixed blood too. The Mexican families don't have that red hair and freckles and stuff like he got. I mean, come on. You want to get real? Let's get real. If he dyes hair, we'll be calling him Don Ryder.
Yeah, man. True story. You know what I did? You know, I forgot to tell you. I showed up the card. I put a picture on it. And I went to my dad. I said, pick the Irish guy. And my dad just stared at my phone. And he said, well, they both could be Irish. He said, it got to be the guy with the red hair. I said, you don't know who that is? And he looked. He said, ain't this the boy that lost to Floyd Mayweather a few years ago? I said, yeah. He said, oh, wait a minute. Ain't he Mexican? I was like, yeah. He said, sheesh. Whatever, man. But goddamn.
We gotta start calling him Patty Alvarez. You know, Patty is one of them Irish names.
Yeah, Patty.
P-A-D-D-Y. Patty Alvarez.
Oh, Gristle is scrolling at the bottom of the screen right there, good brother. $ Drew Titan LLC. You'll see my big ass head come up on the goddamn. Salute to you, Gristle. I appreciate you. Let's talk about what we don't want. Let's talk about what we don't want. I don't want Jamal versus Canelo next. And let me explain. First of all, shout out to Jamal. He came out, he got real comfortable, it looked like a spawn session. He showed that he's a level above Jose. Jose is a tough guy. I didn't like I think the corner should have just stopped it. He was never like on Dream Street kind of hurt, but there comes a point in time where you got to recognize when your fighter's being too tough for his own good. And that was one of those fights where 5 years down the road, when he's forgetting shit and slurring speech, you can go back and say, if it wasn't in the gym, it might have been that fight against Jamal that did that shit, because he was just taking shit. He gets offended if you don't hit him with an uppercut. Isn't that how Bud knocked him out, with an uppercut? Yeah, so I was like, damn, it was landing way too much. It got to the point where I was watching, I was like, oh. I'd have been okay if they just stopped it.
And that got to show you how hard Bud punched, because
yeah, man,
Hall is a bigger man than Bud, yeah. and he was hitting that dude relentlessly.
Let me ask you a question about that, because when I spoke on that fight, could it be that his punch resistance is better at a heavier weight? Could that be?
Sometimes that can be the case, but he's not a middleweight. He's not. You
Right.
can tell by he was in there with a real middleweight and a big one at that. But no, but there's something else about the fight with Bud. I've talked about this in the past. During that fight with Bud, the punch that caught him in that 12th round against Bud threw that punch in either the 3rd or 4th round. I remember it as clear as day. He threw that same shot and it missed by inches. But later in the fight, when a fighter is more fatigued, we're talking about the 12th round.
Right.
More fatigued and punches that missed by an inch or so in the early rounds can land flush in the late rounds. And he nailed it and got him on out of there. And Bud is one of the best finishers in the sport.
Yes.
So, yeah, but yeah, you could possibly take a shot a little bit better. But like you also mentioned, dude, if he's getting hit like that in the fight, he's getting hit like that in the gym.
Yeah.
And I mean, Dad needs to step in. Dad, if you love your son, stop letting your son get beat up like that, because again, you're gonna put an unreasonable burden on David to have to care for him, because you may be gone and David gonna have to look out after his older brother, and that's a horrible thing to do to the family. Take him out of the damn ring and put him in the gym and let him become a trainer.
That's right. Because I didn't. Was you comfortable watching that after a while?
No, I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it at all. And what happened is, after like 3 or 4 rounds, Maul got his rhythm back. He got his. Did you see those beautiful? He was jabbing and uppercutting off of the jab. Did you see that combination?
Yes, I did.
I mean, that's like muscle memory. That's not
Nobody
something that worked on. That's something, because Ronnie Shields been with him a long time.
Right.
But that was like muscle memory. It was coming in smooth as butter.
As the fight went on, he got more comfortable and things started to come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see that. He's not 100%. I'd say he's about maybe 68.
Yeah, he may be in the 60s percentage wise, but man, when he started letting his hands go, because remember, he looked a little slow early,
right?
But then the hand speed picked up.
Right.
He got into a rhythm,
Right.
It was a good fight. It was a good opponent for him to have a return bout in, because that guy couldn't hurt him. But he did get hit clean a lot. Maul did. So if that was another championship caliber middleweight, like a Janibek or one of those kind of guys, he would have been in trouble. In a lot of trouble. And you see, this is what I'm saying. Right now, Maul is not, even after the fight, you heard it. Maul's not back. It was a good win. He came in overweight for a catch weight that he agreed to. So that, to me, that's a problem in itself. I'm glad to see him in the ring. I think a good way to get past the mental thing is just to be busy, be physical. Isn't that what they said about Tyson Fury? Hey, if I'm not in the ring, I'm gonna smoke crack. Whatever his shit is, I think Maul needs to remain busy. He needs to remain busy, but he doesn't. Canelo destroys him, man. Don't do that. Our brother Ghost said that there's a contract allegedly with his name on it, and I understand that they probably worked something out. I understand that, but bail on it. And that's what our brother in earlier. That's what he was saying earlier. He had said, I think all 3 fighters could be possible to fight each other in that order. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But here's the thing. It's a contract, and if it's there waiting with his name on it, here's the deal. He didn't sign it yet. He didn't agree to it. So it's not etched in stone. Leave that alone. Take your time.
Get your feet wet. Okay. In 2024, I think Jamal should fight 3 times. Get your feet wet. Get your swag back. And then if you're back to where you was before you left, then get a Canelo. But you know what? Canelo, he got work to do, man. He got work to do, brother. Don't just jump in there for the sake of money. And this is what I don't respect about these guys. Jamel got his payday, but he sacrificed a lot of his integrity. Is Jamal going to do the same thing? I don't put it past them. They're twins. Now, real quick, Healer says the town Canelo is from is where a bunch of Irish men who fought in the Mexican War after fleeing America settled. He's Irish. Bro, I don't know. I'm not a historian. I'm just saying it wouldn't be surprised where down the road, some of that Irish blood spilled out and they spit out a redhead pale baby. That is very possible. But I don't know. I'll take your word for it. I don't know. I don't want to see Jamal Charlo next. The problem was Jamal Charlo at this point should have been on the radar just because they verbally agreed to it. Canelo should have been at that damn fight. What the hell was he doing? Why wasn't Canelo at the damn fight? Okay? He should have been there saying, yo, look, Cinco de Mayo, I'm pulling up on the winner. And he wasn't there. I don't want to hear anything about no Jaime Munguia. I don't want to hear anything about no Jamal Charlo. What credit is he going to get for beating on Jamal Charlo? What credit is he going to get for beating on Jaime Munguia? The only people that are looking for that fight are these Canelo Man fans. And anybody that's still on this type of time where they feel, you know, what has David done? Oh, I'm sorry, he's only his mandatory. Stop with the bullshit, man. Soon to my brother Thomas from the Bronx, he says, yo, did Jamal Charlo do a 23andMe? He's Dominican now. You know what he's talking about?
No.
Jamal had that hat on. And the Dominican flag was on the side of the hat. And I'm like, what the fuck? Huh? What is he doing? Did someone give him the wrong hat? Listen, you brothers really need to stop that shit. Stop wearing the sombreros. Because I always thought that was disrespectful. Stop wearing the sombreros. Stop wearing hats with these Latin flags on it. And you don't speak a lick of Spanish. Cut it out. I don't know what that was. I don't know if he was representing a homie that died. I don't know what that was, but it was funny as hell. El Charlo. And before we go any further, wait a minute. Did y'all see this? Did y'all peep this last night? That was from last night, y'all. Y'all notice anything weird? Stormy, you seen this? Look at that shit.
Dude.
Do you see this? This was last night. I said, what the? Wait a minute.
Dude, none of the pictures are correct. None of them.
What the fuck?
They just grabbed some damn Latin guys and brothers and put them on the damn poster, bro. What the
fuck?
I was like, what is this?
Benavidez and Demetrius Andre, that's Charlo and Canelo. Then you got what's his name? Jose Luis. What's his name there?
Jose Benavidez Jr. Oh, that was Lubin's last fight.
Yeah, dude. Then you got oh my goodness, bro. They didn't get none of the pictures right.
Somebody's getting fired. And
well,
this is
guess what? Anyway, Showtime out of business. It's like, well,
no matter. Showtime's out of business.
Yeah, somebody probably say, you know what?
Fuck this.
You know,
who said fuck this? We getting fired tonight anyway. We drunk. Yo, I looked at this. Yo, Stormy, I stared at it. I said, wait a minute. Is this another card? I said, wait, whoa. And I'm looking, I said, wait.
Chef got a heck of a tan, don't he?
I was like, is that Mikey Garcia? I said, wait. What? I was like, hold on. What's happening here?
What the fuck?
Dude, you know what? Save that in your queue, and every once in a while, just put it up and say, y'all remember this?
Yeah. We don't know shit about boxing. Look at this. This is a pay-per-view, y'all. Are they trying to tell us what they really about to do? Cinco de Mayo, Canelo versus the other Charlo? Come on, man.
Where did they fight last night?
Shit, I don't know. Was
in Vegas, though, right?
Michelob Ultra?
No, that ain't where they fought. But I'm looking at the damn...
Was it the MGM?
Board. Hold on.
They fight at the MGM? Was it the MGM they fought last night?
Dude, they fought. Okay, yeah, they did fight at the Michelob Arena. They did. I just looking on BoxRec. But damn, did they get that poster wrong? Like a, you know what? There's not even one image on there that's correct. It's like somebody just put, one of these things don't fit. What's that song you play? Dude, that is crazy.
This is insane. Well,
now it's time to play our game.
I said, what the fuck? I stared at this. I said, I gotta get my phone because no one's gonna believe me. I took a picture and then it went away. I said, yo, hold on. Hell no. Y'all looking at it. But shout out to the Canelo Man fans. Actually, everybody's complying to what Canelo wanted. Well, Drew, what are you talking about? Well, just watch.
Last one on Twitter asks, Canelo, you've said before you're uncomfortable fighting other Mexican fighters. However, would you ever fight a Mexican-American fighter like David Benavidez?
Like I say, I represent Mexico, so that's why I don't like to fight with Mexican fighters anymore. But when you need to fight with somebody, so why not? Like I say, I represent Mexico, so that's why I don't like to fight with Mexican fighters anymore. I fight anybody, but they need to fight each other too, because they just waiting for me because they want a good payday. So I know that, but they need to fight each other. Why? And I fight the winner of all of them. Everybody wants to fight me, so but they have many options too.
Yeah.
Fight each other. Why they don't fight each other? I just want to make history. The money is there, no matter what. I don't care about money. I care about my legacy.
The fuck is that?
I need it. This year I'm busy. Why they don't fight each other?
This man gets to jump divisions, request franchise statuses, and avoid mandatories. While everybody gets to do the work. But the reason why I played that was because he said that, and David Benavidez has pretty much complied. He beat up Caleb Plant. He just beat and gave Demetrius Andrade his first O. Jamal Charlo fell off the map, and you already fought Jamel. What else is there to do? Let me read this super chat because I got some more information for y'all. Don shot in that super chat. He said, "Salute family. That was brutal last night. Sorry, Gabe Rosado claimed Andre don't have heart. David is different. Canelo can't run forever. Give me Morrell." And I'm glad you brought up David Morrell, because the more Canelo shucks and jibes, Morrell is going to get better. And watch, they're going to be pushing Morrell and David in a super fight before they put him in the ring with Canelo. Yeah, they're going to do that. They're going to push Munguia.
People are doing it already. That's why I was sitting here shaking my head after you read that super chat comment, because even Don Shada's putting him in there. Give me Morrell. Listen, Morrell don't even have 20 fights, man. And the guys he's knocking out aren't as good as the two guys that fought last night. They're not. So let's see Morrell in against some better opposition. And let's see him get tested a little bit. You don't want his test to come against Benavidez, because you're going to get heartbroken.
Now
you're
watch
going to get heartbroken.
Absolutely. Now watch this. I'm looking at the rankings right now. Canelo's undisputed champion at 168. That's fine. They're saying that they're going to try and entertain Jaime Munguia, who's ranked number 1 in the WBO. IBF, who's ranked number 1, William Skull. That's the other Cuban brother, right? The WBA, his mandatory is David Morrell. They're going to ignore that. Or if they think he's fool, they'll take that. But they probably looking at him like how they were looking at David Benavidez all this time, for all we know. WBC, who's ranked? I mean, not ranked number 1, but his mandatory in the WBC is the other David Benavidez. WBC, guess who's ranked number 1 behind Benavidez, who's mandatory? A guy that we have grown to, we keep our eye on, Stormy. And he's also ranked number 1 in the WBA. So he's ranked behind David Benavidez and David Morrell. He's ranked number 1 in the WBA and the WBC. Guy by the name of Christian Mbili. So as you can see, there's really nowhere for this dude Canelo to go. Ain't no one checking for Jaime fucking Munguia, man. If you fuck around, and I'm calling it right now, you get in there and fuck around and fight Christian Mbili, Canelo gonna get his head knocked off. Y'all might not know him. He a little black dude that speak French, I think, and y'all not paying attention. I'm telling you. This guy's like a mini Ike Ibeabuchi. This guy will put these paws on Canelo. He won't? Well, pick him. Y'all like, whatever Canelo does, y'all gonna, he's ranked number 1. Yeah, he's ranked number 1. He ain't got to fight Benavidez. He ain't got to fight Morrell. He's ranked number 1. Go ahead and fight Mick and Billy. WBA, WBC, ranked number 1. Look past your mandatories and fight him. I dare you. See what happens. He go in there and start putting those paws. Y'all ain't think Bivol was going to put the paws on Canelo. We didn't. Not like that. And it happened. Go ahead and fuck around with Christian and Billy. See what happened to you. Go ahead. There's nowhere for him to go. Canelo Man fans, when this video uploads, because some of y'all are blocked, and I'm not unblocking you. When this uploads, I'll have 50 comments from motherfuckers I've never seen before, or you have to make another account and come back. And I'm gonna read all of this bullshit. But here's my answer to that. Here's my question to you. What do you want to see Canelo fight next? Don't talk to me about there's a contract that Charlo has to sign. If he didn't sign it, it's not etched in stone. Stop it. And sidebar, I would love Ronnie Shields to step in and say, oh, look, you ain't ready. You take this fight, I ain't training you. Fuck that money. Life's changing for you, but my fucking reputation's on the line. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Don't do it. Get out of here. So if Jamal don't sign it, the contract could be on the table all it wants. If Jamal don't sign it, whatever.
What's that comment that says that's not how you grow a channel?
I don't know what you're talking about. Well, JD, don't block him. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I've been around for like what? How long I've been doing this, Stormy? Like 3 years? 4 years now?
Almost 4 years, I think.
Hey, JD, this month I got 109 new subs this month. So I have no idea what you're talking about, but you're free to explain. I'll let you shine. No, I love how people come in here. Matter of fact, let me go to your channel. I hope your channel's bigger than mine. Let's go to your channel. JD's is lurking.
I already went.
Okay, you've been on for 1 year. You joined April 8th of 2022. You've been on for 1 year. And you have...
Who's blocking people? Ain't nobody even blocked nobody, man. What are you talking about? We're talking about these contenders and who should be lining up and who Canelo should fight. What the hell are you coming in here talking like that?
What are you talking about?
Seriously.
What are you talking about? Did you hear what I said? I said after this video goes up, I'm going to get another bunch of Canelo Man fans with new accounts because, JD, I don't deal with the racism. So when they come in here talking about, oh, Mexicano, beat the Negros, I just block you because that's what we deal with here, JD. And don't act like you're new. You've been on YouTube at least a year. So you talking about this is not how you grow a channel. I had 108 new subs in the last 28 days. I think I know what I'm doing. Okay? I just don't like to deal with the foolishness like what you're doing. This is foolishness. I don't know what you're talking about. You're not blocked. I ask people not to block you. I want to know what you're talking about. Listen, there are places you can go where you can have your freedom of opinion. But I don't run my channel that way. I draw the line when you're disrespectful and you're being racist. I draw the line. And I don't want you here, but there's places you can go. You can go over there.
I would like to hear him explain himself simply because of we were talking about contenders, guys that are lined up and cornering Canelo. And unless you are one of those people who like to protect Canelo from the threat of opposition, which there are tons of those, then I can see you being in your feelings. But we deal with facts over feelings out here. I would like you to explain yourself.
Yeah, please do, JD. JD's Revenge. Remember that shit? JD's Revenge. Yeah, please, JD. I got a little bit of time. You know, explain yourself. We're over here talking about boxing, how Canelo is not giving even his fans the best opposition. He's not doing what needs to be done. And he's trying to snake. See, the Charlos is a good name to have on your resume, but it's not the best fight right now. He says, I'm fighting a Charlo. What does he fight? The one that was undisputed at 154? Nobody liked that fight. And we're talking about Christian and Billy, who's a legit threat. William Skull, legit threat. David Morrell, possibly a deep threat, who's also his mandatory, and the mandatory that everyone wants to see, which is David Benavidez. We're talking about that, and you come here talking about I shouldn't block people. Listen, go to another channel, because there's tons of them that'll let you go in there and spill whatever you want to spill. You see all the wrenches in here? I trust them to do what they do. Sometimes I got to tell them, yo, no. Hold off on blocking, because I want to hear what you had to say for a second. Fair enough? This is what I'm talking about. This is foolishness. JD's Revenge. This is foolishness. I run the show here. If I don't like what you have to say, if I feel you're being silly, if I feel you're being disrespectful, I feel you're being racist, you're out of here. I don't run an insane asylum. I don't. I really don't. I don't run an insane asylum. These are people that appreciate the content and want to talk boxing. This is the show. And if you come in here and stop and see, this is another thing, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna get off of it. You see, he's used to going to these chats with the Wild Wild West. People are disrespecting each other and fighting with each other and telling people to pull up and being racist and ridiculous shit. I don't run that type of channel. If you're in here doing that, get out of here. Go to somewhere where you're used to. If you're used to that type of chat, go over there. But don't come over here talking about that's no way to grow your channel when I've been doing this for about 4 years and I got 108 new subs in the last 28 days.
And
think I
speaking
know.
on the way for us to grow channels, we grow the channels by creating content that talks the sport of boxing. It's obvious that's not what you're interested in, because you come in and gave a straight detour off of what we were talking about.
Thank you.
It's just that I wanted to call it to Drew's attention because he was in the midst of talking boxing and everything, but just to see how someone would foolishly come in here and try to be an immediate distraction.
Exactly. Here's what you do, JD. Go to YouTube right now. Just put in Drew Titan in the search bar. Hit search and see all of those people that talk about me and go to their channel and support them. You'll feel right at home. Because they're not talking boxing, they're talking about me. Do you want to talk boxing or do you want to talk about me? You want to talk boxing or you want to worry about how I grow my channel? The choice is yours. You're welcome to stay if you're talking boxing. But if you want to talk bullshit, go to my haters. You can go ahead and do what you want to do. But back to boxing. Boxing, please. Christian and Billy kicks Canelo's ass. Prove me wrong. William Skull, with that Cuban style, boxes Canelo's face in. Prove me wrong. As it stands right now, David Morrell, they're watching him like, yo, he got that Benavidez shit growing on. So I don't trust that. Prove me wrong. And David Benavidez beats the brakes off of Canelo. Prove me wrong. And which would you rather see? Benavidez or Munguia, who was doing cartwheels in his last fight? Didn't he like fall and do a somersault or some crazy shit? It's crazy. He struggled in his last fight. He struggled. So I listen, what do you want? Canelo fans, what do you want him to do? What do you want him to do? You cool with Munguia? You really want a Charlo? Yeah, I know, I get it. You ain't like Charlos for years, and he got one head on his mantle. You just want the other twin. And like I said, 20 years from now, and there's two Charlos on his resume, y'all gonna say, oh, well, he beat Jamel and Jamal. But here are the facts. He fought the smaller Charlo, and then he fought the other one off of a 29-month layoff and didn't look dominant in his last fight. You ain't gonna want to talk about the intangibles. That's why we're here doing this show, because we was here for it. We're here for it. Franchise statuses when it was time for him to fight Charlo in the first goddamn place. Because that's what happened. We thought we was getting the fight, boom, franchise.
And Charlo was in the midst of some pretty darn good performances.
Yes.
At that time.
He was on his A game.
He had beaten what's his name? The one who had given Triple G such a hard time. The Ukrainian dude.
Ukrainian dude.
Yeah.
That had Munguia rolling on the floor the last fight.
Yeah. I mean, just, you know, he had been performing very well. And the WBC and Suleiman was like, hey, we'll buy you some time. Exit left, you know.
Hey, JD, read that. You're really, either you're a hater or you're just not familiar with what I really do. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Thank you, guys. Sergio Derevchenko. Thank you, guys. That's why we got family in the chat.
Derevchenko, yeah.
And Derevchenko's a very dangerous fighter. I'm not taking shit from him. In fact, a lot of people thought that he beat Munguia. Munguia turned it up at the end. You understand? But Munguia struggled in that fight, man. He didn't look dominant. And Canelo gets him over Benavidez. What do y'all want? Y'all really want that? Munguia does not get past 6 rounds with Benavidez. Benavidez is the monster. Now it's up to everybody to prove us wrong. Somebody block Jerry E. We're not doing that. AJD, that's what I'm talking about. Somebody block this guy with the Heathcliff emoji. You see what I'm saying? And let me tell y'all what the play is. And I see y'all in the chat. Salute. Trey Will, my brother. Young Hollywood, salute to y'all. Let me tell you what the play is. We're saluting Benavidez. That man did great. But right when that Canelo fight happens, don't you think the racists are going to try and hijack him? They're going to hijack him and make it a black versus Latino thing. Yo, listen, it won't work. That's what I'm saying. We just want him to fight Canelo. I already saw some posts of how people saying he's not Mexican. No, he's not. He's American. He's 50. He's all American. He's like second generation Ecuadorian and Mexican. But guess what? I don't need to talk about that. He's in there kicking ass and taking names. I don't need to talk about that. You know what Ground Jock is? He's more nigga than a lot of y'all. Y'all see how he dress? Uh-oh. Y'all mad? I bet you he know more rap songs than fucking reggaeton songs. You mad? Don't be mad. Don't get mad, get glad. Remember that shit? Come on, man. I wish he would beat Triple. I wish Triple G would step up to that fight. That'll be the first time you see him get his ass destroyed. Pause. Cut the bullshit out. This dude is for real. He's the monster. And the only person that can stop this monster is the undisputed champion of the world. So let's get it. Can we get some boxing? Y'all not excited for that? Can we set off 2024 Benavidez versus Canelo? I would give Canelo full credit for saying, yo, I want that fight. I would give him full credit for that. Like, yo, you know what? Shit. I gave Andre credit. I said, shit, don't nobody want this smoke. And I played this video. He said, I think they should all fight each other. And I'll fight the winner of them. Well, so far, the last mofo standing is David Benavidez. It's the truth. It could have been Andre. But here's what's real. Canelo ducked Andre too. He ducked Jamal Charlo. Now he wants to fight him after a 29-month layoff. Looking like that? Does that version of Jamal Charlo we watched last night, does he even compete against Canelo? Fuck no. Stop. Cut it out.
You know what it's like? Canelo running around here. You know how animals hunt and they kill, right? And they eat what they kill. This Mark running around devouring roadkill. You know, or carcass of already dined on dead carcass, you know, it's just like, oh, I don't even have to kill today, you know. Like, but that's how he living. He living on that. What kind of lifeline is that? It's like, that's why some of those legends don't respect him. They're not going to talk about him publicly, but they don't appreciate that, man.
Not at all.
You got guys like Barrera and Morales, and, you know, Chavez, and, you know, what's his name? Jose Luis Ramirez, and real champion legends. And this guy out here, now he's made more money than them, but that don't make him the best, because he's not.
So Ivan comes in here and says, Canelo, the face of boxing. Well, you guys are protecting him from getting punched in the face by David Benavidez. So now you see, this is where he's trying to go. Canelo sucks, yet everyone's talking about Canelo. Yeah, well, because he's the face of boxing. So I'm not supposed to talk about Canelo? Because you know what? If I wasn't talking about Canelo ever, you wouldn't be here. If I wasn't talking about Canelo, you'd be in my chat talking about, why are you not talking about Canelo? Yeah, you guys. Ivan, do you speak Spanish? Watch this. Ivan, do you speak Spanish? You guys. Yeah. Yeah, you guys. Ivan, do you speak Spanish? What are you talking about? You would have nothing to say. What's this beef about? What are you talking about? I'm saying what I have to say right now. No, I asked you, do you speak Spanish? Yes or no? Yes. I rest my case, stupid ass. So why are you here? Am I talking down on Canelo, or do I want him to fight his contemporaries? Let's ask Ivan, y'all. Ivan.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? Listen, chat. Everybody out there in the chat, I want y'all to hear what's getting ready to be said here. These guys are coming in here trying to take the show off course.
Of course, thank you.
Because we are simply talking about we want to see Canelo fight these competitive fighters. Imagine that for a moment.
Let's ask Ivan.
Boxing history, did people not want to see quality boxing? But we're living in such a soft-serve society of today that you guys don't want to see the best fighting the best, because whomever you like as the flavor of the moment, you don't want to see that get upset to you, or to see it thrown down as it's not as good as you may have hoped it to be, or the fantasy that you live vicariously through. And that's ridiculous, because the professional fighter's career is a short period of time. There are fighters that have fought on extensive periods on into late stages of life, but that doesn't mean that they remain competitive for all of that duration. A new generation will come, and some of these guys that you are familiar with will go by the wayside, and nobody is not going to remember a number of them because they haven't done anything. And securing a bag from a network, an app, or something, Matchroom, ESPN, PBC, whatever it be, none of that is going to make sense at the end of the day. When we look back, we don't know how much Sugar Ray Leonard made. We don't know how much Marvin Hagler made. We don't know how much Holyfield made. We don't know how much Tyson made, because we didn't follow them for that. Now, you can look up the information of what their net worth is and all of that, but I'm not even interested in that. I'd rather have a nice report of speaking on, do you remember February 10th, 1990, when Buster Douglas did, this is what we like to speak about.
That's what we're talking about here.
You guys come in and play protective agency against guys who are ducking smoke. You don't know how foolish you look.
Amazing. Amazing. Let me say this. There go my brother, Boxing Maniac. Y'all make sure y'all click on his name. Y'all go subscribe. That's my brother from the Bronx, Ivan. That's my brother from the Bronx, Ivan. Go to his channel right now.
I spoke very well of Benavidez only about an hour ago. And I don't even think you were here at that time.
Idiot.
I was speaking of Benavidez. And we didn't even speak on the face of boxing.
Idiot. We was in here giving Benavidez all kinds of props. You just got here, just like you just got on YouTube a year ago, or no, in October. Idiot. A Mexican is the face of boxing? No, he's not. If you want to go there, but he's not. I got a problem with skin color. Go click on my brother Boxing Maniac from the Bronx. Go click on my brother Thomas from the Bronx. Yeah. I got a problem with skin color. You're making it something that it's not. Let me give you a little background on me, Ivan. Hey, Thomas, I don't know if you're still in the chat, but when he was fighting Golovkin the first time, I was in the pocket for Canelo. I went to the theater at the presser and grabbed a big-ass Mexican flag and was waving it loud and proud. Viva Mexico. Because I used to fucks with Canelo heavy. Thomas, am I lying about that? You see, these cats come in here and they have a preconceived notion. You see two black faces in here. right? You talking about we have a problem with color. How can I talk down Canelo but talk up Benavidez? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
And if you got such a problem with color, why are you over here trying to blend in with color? Why don't you go somewhere where you're more familiar?
Exactly, Ivan. You speak Spanish.
And where
why aren't you over there on the other channel?
Where you prefer. You obviously don't prefer us, so go where you prefer. That's all. These people in the chat will bust your head with a wrench because of your ignorance. We're not even telling them, get him. We're telling you that you're a fool.
You're a foolish mortal, Ivan. You just got here and you're a foolish mortal. You are bringing up race. You are doing that. And this is what I say, you guys, guys like you, not my brother Thomas, not my brother Boxing Maniac or my brother No Smoke, or my Latinos in here. You don't even know my full background, do you? I never revealed it. You don't even know. Idiot. And we're mad because of Mexicans are face of boxing. I don't give a shit. But guess what? You unconditionally lick his ball sack when that man got caught cheating. How about that? He got 2 mandatories, and David Morrell and David Benavidez, he's ducking double D's. He's ducking big titties. He's ducking big titties and looking at Jaime Munguia. But you just said, Ivan, that you want to see him fight Benavidez. That's what we're talking about. So where the fuck are you coming up with all this racist shit? Dummy, idiot. And did I tell anyone to block you? I just want people to see how stupid you are. And like I said, go subscribe to my brother Boxing Maniac. He got you covered. Go subscribe to my brother No Smoke. Go subscribe to my brother TD Sports, my brother Thomas. The fuck are you talking about, dude? Listen, I live in New York. It's a melting pot. I got Latin friends, Asian friends, Indians, and I'm talking about red dots and feathers. Africans, Jamaicans, Haitians, Dominicans, Jewish, Italians. I'm from the Bronx, you idiot. We didn't know what racism was until we left the Bronx. Stupid. We was like, what the fuck? This world is shitty. I didn't know what racism was until I left New York. I didn't know what it was. I was like, whoa, why was that white man following me around the store? Oh, you see, you're black. I said, they still do that shit? 1987, they still do that shit? Because it wasn't happening where I was. Ivan? You still here? Ivan? You're in your feelings. I don't know where you've gone, where you feel, oh, I'm sorry, we critique Canelo. Not even critique, we criticize Canelo for not giving us as boxing fans what we want. And you immediately think it's racist. Did Canelo cheat? Can you admit that? Did the WBC raise the levels of allowable clenbuterol in the system because of him? Did they do that? Would they have done it for anybody? Did they invent a franchise status so that he did not have to fight Jamal Charlo 4 years ago? Did that not happen? Ivan, you just said that you wanted him to fight Benavidez. That's what we're talking about. What the fuck are you talking about? You just walked in the room and caught the tail end of a no, you ain't catch the tail end of a conversation. What you're doing is you're trying to hijack my show with your insecurities. So when I call these dudes insecure and homos, because guess what? You know where you won't find me? Number one, you won't find me on a channel where they speak Spanish. Why? I don't speak Spanish. And they might not be saying anything bad. But let's just say they speak in English and they're shitting on anything black. If I say, yo, this shit is racist, it's fucked up, I won't comment. I won't leave a super chat. I'm going to leave and you won't even know that I'm fucking there. But Ivan's here. Ivan is here. Idiot. And I still ain't telling him to block you. Dummy. So what you got, Ivan? What's your response? Ivan? Because when Canelo was the face of boxing, I was in the pocket, waving Mexican flags in Madison Square Garden. I got pictures to prove it. And where were you, Ivan? Jerk face. Fuck out of here, man. Dummy. This is New York, stupid. Don't put that bullshit on me. Dummy. Asshole. That's what you are, and you still not blocked. Stupid. Canelo's a cheater. I ain't got to lie on him. Y'all done fucked around and made Stormy fall asleep.
No, I'm not asleep, bro. I'm just listening, man. You know, I'm just taking it all in because it's like the ignorance is ridiculous. It truly is, and it drains energy. You know, it really drains energy.
It sucks the life.
But I'm definitely awake. I'm just listening.
No doubt. Dewan Menzies in that super chat. He says they always play down Mayweather's achievements on those Mexican channels. Oh, figure that one. Because he was the first one to give, leading up to that fight, and I ain't going to harp on this much longer. Leading up to that fight, they didn't even want Floyd to take that fight because he didn't look that good against Miguel Cotto. They said he ain't got no legs left and all that shit. And Canelo was this destroyer. I remember Stephen A. Snitch was talking about, hey, I didn't want him. I wanted Canelo to be fight number 50. I didn't want him to fight this kid on the way out. And Floyd got in there, and Canelo couldn't land one. He couldn't throw a rock into the ocean, man. He went to throw the rock into the East River, and the shit flew out his hand and hit a window. He didn't touch Canelo. I mean, Canelo ain't touch him. And one of those judges gave the fight what they said it was a draw. Stupid shit like that. You understand? So let's not act like we see Canelo lose. Why he ain't running back with Irislandri Lara? So I can go on and on and on. But this was not to degrade Canelo. It was to call him out. The question is, who do you want to see him fight? And Ivan was in there. He said Benavidez. So can we talk about that? And not color? Not race? Dummy? Stupid ass. If he don't fight Benavidez next, I'm not concerned. Don't give me Jaime Munguia. Don't give me Jamal Charlo. Especially after what I saw last night. Canelo beats the shit out of that guy that we saw last night. He's not ready. So I don't want Jamal Charlo. I don't want motherfucking Jaime Munguia. We want David Benavidez. But leave it to a person like Ivan. Hey, Cinco de Mayo. We got Jaime Munguia. Y'all go ahead. I promise you I ain't even going to talk about that shit. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm going to act like that shit ain't even happening. I'll start a Patreon for that weekend. And I don't know. I'll just put up some sock puppets and just start talking or some weird shit. Ridiculous. Stupid. Benavidez, exactly, Jamal. Benavidez or nothing. I'm not hearing anything else. This is ridiculous. People out here capping from, and through all of this, Ivan still stood in the chat and said, I want to see him fight Benavidez next. That's what the topic was. Idiot. The fuck?
Dumb.
It's just ridiculous. Stupid shit. Well, I ain't gonna belabor the point, man. But Storm, you got anything else on this?
Well, what's interesting is, as we alluded to earlier, because of the performance that Benavidez had over Boo Boo, knowing that Canelo rejected a fight with Boo Boo, It
He made
just it just builds the legend that is Benavidez. It's like he is actually maybe even unintentionally cleaning up the division. Fighting guys that Canelo doesn't want to fight unless there's a handicap. Like, Caleb Plant. Caleb was probably not ready for Canelo at the time he fought him. Maybe a year more of activity of facing quality opposition himself. But he was used as a go-between. That's a wedge that it allowed Canelo more time, because by fighting him and not Benavidez, he gets to live another 6 to 8 months off of that, because that's how often he fights, right? Every 6 to 8 to 9 months. So now we're looking at Charlo possibly being on the table, or Munguia, as it was just stated. But you have other fighters out there like Mbili, Morrell, Benavidez, and there's a couple of others. That guy that Mbili beat in that big fight that they had earlier this year. I can't think of his name right now.
His name. Wait, let me see.
These are quality fighters, man. And they're not the fighters that are on the networks all the time and everything, because, again, if you want to talk about the WBC or the WBA, we're talking about fighters from around the world that are in the top 5 in the division. These are guys whose names you don't know. Gongora, thank you, Jay. I appreciate that, man. These are the type of fighters that you would love to see champions in against, because they cut their teeth fighting quality opposition and winning tough and rugged fights. Remember, no one knew who what was his name? Sandora, who beat Mikey Garcia?
Sandor Martin.
Sandor Martin. I'm sorry, I had his name all screwed up. Sandor Martin, nobody knew who he was until he fought Mikey. And then when we saw him fight Teofimo, it's like, he should have won, got the victory against Teofimo. But we're talking about quality fighters. Just because you haven't heard of these guys don't mean they're not good fighters.
Right.
And
these guys are scouted. Canelo has scouted all these guys.
Of course. That's what let me tell you something. This is how you know Canelo. It's like, I've alluded to that about David Benavidez. He knew about Benavidez a long time ago. But he's got people on the payroll because he can afford to do it. Who are my immediate threats out there? And they go out and they research the information and they come back and they tell him and let him know. And when you ask at press conferences or when he's conducting interviews or whatever, he'll pretend like he don't know these guys. He'll pretend like he never heard of them. He'll act like it's never, it's not worth talking about and things of that nature. But that's all smoke and mirrors, because you don't know or haven't even thought that he has the aptitude to do these kind of things. And when you make the kind of money that he makes, you can afford those luxuries.
Yes.
He even had his people look into what fighters right now, since I've signed up with PBC, can I fight that I have advantages over, that I can, make a good dollar. I got a 3-fight deal. What can I do? And I'm going to tell you, the Charlo twins were probably number 1 on the damn list.
Yeah.
But for reasons that you all haven't even thought of. But this is what people do behind the scenes. If you don't think I'm correct in this, talk to Tay Jones. He can tell you. He's right there. He has an ear to the ground. You know what I mean? Talk to Blue Blood. He's there. He has an ear to the ground. See, we are a community of people, even though we have different ways of getting our messages out there and everything. We are still connected in the fact that we want the best from the sport. That's what we ask for. And that's what we try to deliver to you when we produce content. But when we have fools like these guys that showed up in the chat here trying to be distractions and stuff like that, it gets you off course because you're talking about this over here. This is our chief aim. And this is where we're going. But you got somebody trying to pull you over because they're like, they're going to get to the truth. Let's stop them.
That's right. That's all that was.
You see?
That's all that was. We're going to get to the truth. Let's stop. Let me come in here and try and get them off track. All you did was all you did was prove our point. We were on track. I asked you, who do you want to see him fight next? You said Benavidez. We was talking about that the entire time.
And we never even mentioned race.
We never mentioned race.
Fighters' names. We didn't mention race. We didn't say one was better than the other. We didn't say one was the face. We said none of those things. No. You all came in here with that stuff because that's where you live your lives, in the sewage, huh? But guess what? We're above that, huh? We got rubber dickies on to keep the mess off of our feet.
Because when Floyd Mayweather was the face of boxing, y'all didn't want to talk boxing. Y'all want to talk about women beating and all kinds of weird shit. That's what y'all did. I said, can we talk about boxing? Because guess what? How would that make me look standing in the pocket said not only he's the greatest boxer today, but he's also a principled person, knowing that that's a goddamn lie. Because that's all y'all did. But you see, I could talk about Canelo. I could do a whole 3-hour stream about what a piece of shit he is. A drug cheat. He's ducking his contemporaries. He's the first franchise champion. I can go on and on and on, but I didn't. All I said was I want him to fight Benavidez next. The same thing this idiot said. Great by Ray, salute. That's all I said. And you came in here, tail end, talking about, oh, your color bothers you. All this other stupid shit that totally irrelevant. And it's a total lie, because that's what you guys do. You lie on me. You lie on me. That's what you motherfuckers do. Lie, 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 lie. You lie on me all the time. But that comes with the territory. That's what happens when you're the God. Yeah, I said it. But I'm gonna get out of here. Stormy, let them know how they can find you.
Everybody can find me right on YouTube. Stormy B Man is the channel. That's Stormy B Man in all capitals, but no cap.
Don't think any doubt, man. And salute to y'all. Y'all know I talk this boxing. And all the content creators that's in the chat, y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to them too. My brother No Smoke, my brother Thomas from the Bronx, and the brother you saw up in here, the boxing maniac, he's from the Bronx. That's my brother from the Bronx. You follow him on Instagram. Follow him right here on YouTube. He does a lot of great short videos. You know what I'm saying? And he lives this boxing shit. He's in it for real, for real. He's in it for real. You know what I'm saying? And man, it's about the sport, man. It's about the sport. You know what I'm saying? We had a great card last night. We didn't even get to because it was a great card, man. We didn't get to anything like the undercards, but I wanted to touch on this because it was for real. It was for real, man. And salute. There go Thomas right there. Y'all make sure I click on his name. And yeah. Oh yeah, see, I didn't even go here. Thank you, Rick Hill. Tried to drain Badu Jack like 50 pounds. I didn't even talk about that. I kept it on Benavidez. I was on purpose. I was on the purpose. Stop, man. You guys.
And what Badu Jack had to say was so spot on that if you notice, none of the other media stations, main media, anything, put that out there. But he told Canelo and his people, he was like, instead of trying to make a fight with me, why don't you go out there and fight the fight that everybody want to see and fight David Benavidez like you're supposed to?
But I know we're racist and haters and shit. All that shit to try and smoke screen and get us off topic. But we're on topic. Because if Canelo gives you Jaime Munguia or Jamal Charlo, if y'all still around for that shit, that tells me everything I need to know about you, mofo. With that being said, the Queens of the Ring are on. You already know. Go over there, smash that like button. Let's take that same energy over there. Those are our sisters. Yeah, Canelo got all kinds of problems. Look at this. That's why he wants some smoke. Bibble took his foot off the gas. David will not. You think he beats David? Prove me wrong. And I'll catch you on the rebound, man. Bronx on deck.
Move!
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.